residential, the usual.
And the 13th,
which comes to us from Isaiah 40.
Welcome back to my YouTube channel, DECHAWN'S Musings. In this video, I'll be looking at how the church in Jamaica can help to tackle the high murder rate that has been plaguing our country for years. When I speak of the church, I speak of the church collectively, so the collective church spanning all denominations. I will offer 7 ideas, 7 suggestions how I think the church could assist in helping to tackle this problem, playing her part. Before I do that, I'm going to share some figures, share some stats. Selected churches, selected denomination, the number of churches that denomination has across the country, along with the membership of that denomination, and also the institutions operated by selected denominations in Jamaica. So give sharing the contribution of the church. Not limited series, not the full contribution by the church, not in the least, but just sharing some of the church's contribution to Jamaica. So, the selected denominations, Church of God of Prophecy in Jamaica, that has 303 churches across the length and breadth of the country, with a membership of 40,025. The Seventh-day Adventist Church in Jamaica has approximately 699 churches across the length and breadth of the island, with a church membership of 329,718 approximately. The Pentecostal Church in Jamaica has 730 churches across the length and breadth of the island, with the church membership of approximately 322,228. While the Baptist Church in Jamaica has 337 churches in the island, across the island, with a membership of approximately 40,000. The Jehovah's Witnesses has 158 churches across the length and breadth of the island, with a church membership of approximately 11,052. The source of my information will be provided in a link below. Suffice it to say, collectively, these 5 churches boast edifices, it's a number of churches across the island, cumulatively of 2,221 churches, with a church membership cumulatively, just these 5 denominations, of 743,023 individuals. So with these 2 bits of information as a backdrop for my suggestions going forward, please bear these numbers in mind. What are the contributions of the church? The institutions operated by the churches, and these now are selected churches, not all churches now, just selected churches, selected denominations. Let's begin. Seventh-day Adventist Church in Jamaica operates 19 prep schools, 19 preparatory schools, and 8 high school / secondary schools, 1 tertiary institution, and a hospital. The Anglican community operates 79 early childhood institutions, 26 preparatory schools for primary schools, 11 high schools/secondary schools, and 1 tertiary institution. The Baptist Church operates 86 early childhood institutions and 67 preparatory schools. The Methodist Church in Jamaica operates 31 early childhood institutions, 16 preparatory schools, 4 secondary/high schools. Meanwhile, the Catholic Church in Jamaica operates 21 early childhood institutions, 39 preparatory/primary or all-age schools in Jamaica, 10 high schools, and 1 tertiary institution. The link for these information will be provided below. Other faith-based organizations operated by church or some affiliation to the church: Boys Brigade, Breadbasket Ministries, Girls Brigade, Operation Restoration, Salvation Army, Good Samaritan Inn, Food for the Poor. The church also operates media outlets. So for the Adventist community, NCU Media Group, NCU Radio. Another media outlet, Love FM. It's a radio station. And TBC Radio, The Breath of Change, to name some. Now, these are just some contributions to the Jamaican society by the church. So the church has aided in the education of our children from basic or early childhood stage up through primary to secondary and all the way up to tertiary institutions. So the church has impacted the education of our children. The church has impacted in other ways, economically, through the provision of jobs, through the operations of some of these entities and so on. What else can the church do to help with the homicide rate in Jamaica? Still zeroing in on that question. Now, as I look to answer that question by the provision of my 7 ideas, 7 suggestions, bear this bit of information in mind. A major part of our problem lies with men who join gangs. So a major part of our crime problem lies with men who join gangs. According to an article published in the Jamaica Gleaner on Wednesday, May 20, 2020, there are 389 gangs identified in Jamaica, with 250 being active. Let that sink in. 389 gangs identified, with 250 of them being active. Now, possible solutions. These are my 7 possible solutions. Let's get into it. Men's ministry. That will be the theme, the salient point throughout the 7 pointers. The men's ministry. Assuming that these churches operate a men's ministry, an active men's ministry. So through the men's ministry of the churches facilitate skills training at designated sites owned by that particular church in collaboration with, let's say, the Heart Trust NTA, so that the skills training, upon the end of the skills training, the particular individual, male in this instance, will be certified. So who knows? Could be carpentry, could be something to do with technology, computers, learning, programming and stuff like that. But something that would interest males, hands-on, to use along with their brains, their hands, right? So, skills program that will result in a particular person receiving the certificate at the end. Number 2, through the men's ministry of the church, again, create sports ministry that targets men in the community in which the church resides. So like a football club or club/ministry, but it will be deliberate. So the ministry is really club there, football, cricket and stuff like that. So bringing the funding where necessary to facilitate the establishment of football team, gears and stuff like that. So the field, whether on the church grounds or adjacent to the church grounds, so all of that would have to be, logistics would have to be worked out and stuff like that, but deliberate. Number 3, through the men's ministry of the church, provide evening lessons to the men within the community, the males within the community. They will provide basic reading, teaching of math, assistance in homework for students within the community that live there, that has assignments and stuff. So this again would be facilitated and led out by men of the church, bringing the necessary training that is needed for the men of the church to facilitate these programs and these lessons. So that's the 3rd point. Number 4, establish targeted mentorship programs for boys and young men in volatile communities. So the church adopting, so to speak, first the community and then zeroing in on the males of that community. Get involved with the men of the community. Number 5, the church could invest in the creation of a music studio for boys who wish to DJ and do music. Yes, the church isn't into the worldly stuff and all of that, sure. But hear me out. The boys and males love DJing and music for the most part. You want to be the next Vibes Cartel, the next Bounty Killer, the next Beanie Man, the next Shaggy, Sean Paul, stuff like that. That's the reality. But if the church could provide a facility such as a music studio to have the boys go in to learn voice training and stuff like that, and how to really sing and hold a note, so to speak, would provide an opportunity for the church to guide the youth along the path. Yes, it's so the youth is really coming into the mindset, oh God, we're going to learn music and how to play an instrument and stuff like that. But the church will have an opportunity to guide that youth. Just a thought. The 6th idea: do an on the corner rap session with the guys at the bars and where they gather. So rap session to show them how to start a business and show them sustain the business. Discussion around games, football, stuff like that. But rap sessions with the youth where they gather. And again, this to be led out by men in the church. And the 7th pointer: the church could open an account with a financial institution specifically geared towards providing funding to individuals, again, namely males of the community, who want to and is desirous of starting a business. Knows a mechanic shop, technician shop, to be an electrician business, knows making of blocks and stuff like that. But they have the idea but don't have the funding, don't have the wherewithal to go through the bank to get the funding. But if the church within the community could provide a fund that could assist in the upstart of that business, with the understanding, papers signed up and all of that, with the understanding that when the business is up and running, then that individual needs to return the funds back to the church so that somebody else can benefit from that funding. Just a thought. Just a thought. Notice my 7th point so far. I've not mentioned a thing about witnessing or preaching to anyone. I haven't mentioned anything about preaching, nothing about witnessing. You know, it is at this point you can think of a quote that is well known among Adventist circles and the Adventist community. And it is this: Christ's method alone will give true success in reaching the people. The Savior mingled with people as one who desired their good. He showed sympathy to them, ministered to their needs, and won their confidence. Then he invited them. Follow me. Taken from Ministry of Healing, page 143. Now, while all of this is happening, the church could be in the background at prayer, real intercessory prayer in the background, while all of these things are being done to reach the males within the community. Intercessory prayer. And those of us who believe in prayer know that prayer works. But the same Bible says that two things have to go together: prayer and works. You gotta pray and you gotta do. Those are my few words. Now, if you found what I've shared interesting and informative, something to think about, let's have a conversation on it, Drop a comment down below. Other suggestions that you think could work, that the church could do, yes, that could be of assistance. So I humbly ask of you, please like, subscribe, share, hit the notification bell so that you can know when another video is out.
Residential the usual.
And the 13th, which comes to us from Isaiah 40.